Hello everyone, I'm Darren Gabbard from 345 Auction. Welcome. This is really an extraordinary album of memories that was collected by a man named William T. Stasko. And he was a Pueblo kid, born and raised in Pueblo, and he worked actually just before the war, he worked at a place called Cruz Bags, which was a department store here in town, and apparently it was a big deal. I think he was a manager there. And this is, and he was a first sergeant. He ended up mustering out after World War II as a first sergeant. William Thomas Stasko. He was born, let's see, what does it say here? He was born on the 29th of January, 1911, and he passed on the 16th of December, 1972. He almost made it to 62 years old. This is, like I said, an extraordinary thing. He collected just about every scrap of paper that came his way during his service, during and then just after World War II. And it starts, there's a bit of a condition issue, some damage here. And it starts with his induction letter. This is actually a photocopy here, but I have the original one in the original envelope here. From the Selective Service, Local Board Number 11, Pueblo, Colorado, William Thomas Stasko. You get in here and you look at it, and it says that it's an order to report for induction. It's dated the 14th of April, 1944, and it's addressed to William Thomas Stasko, order number 3578. You are to report at the Union Bus Depot, 425 Court, Pueblo, Colorado, 5:30 a.m. on the 25th of April, 1944. And then he would be taken and examined and whatnot. And then what I love is this. There's a little piece of paper in here that said, to be distributed with the DSS Form 150. Men reporting to Fort Logan, Colorado for active duty should bring with them the following articles which are necessary when appearing at the reception center for processing. 1. Handkerchief, soap, Turkish towel, white, a change of socks and underwear, and necessary toilet articles such as toothbrush, comb, toothpaste, shaving material, etc. It said only above articles should be brought, as excess clothing and luggage must be packaged and sent back to the soldier's home, and losses of valuable personal possessions have occurred when men have insisted on bringing non-essential items. So there. Now, the time that First Sergeant Stasko spent in the military is interesting. He goes through a lot. He has stuff here from his time. Here's the house that he was living in, just little things. Enlisted man's temporary pass. There's the chapel at Buckley Field. God, I don't even know if that's there anymore. They've redone Buckley Field, and it's now a suburb of Denver, but I don't know if that is there. Let's see, awards and decorations, how to set up your military blouse, correspondence and testing that he did. And then he also has plenty, what is this? To whom it may concern, Office of the Director of Selective Service, special confidence being placed in the integrity and ability of William Thomas Stasko. He is hereby appointed leader of a contingent of selected men from local board number 11 from Pueblo in the county state of Colorado. He is therefore charged with the enforcement of selective service regulations governing selected men en route to induction stations during the journey from Pueblo to Denver, and all men included within the contingent are directed to obey his lawful orders during the journey. And this is dated April 25th, 1944. So he has that too. Pictures of places that he visited in Colorado when he was up in Denver. A lot of this is actually even subtitled or captioned at least. And here's the interesting thing. He was 35 years old when he was inducted. And he went over to Europe right toward the end of the war. His unit ended up doing a couple of very interesting things. They arrived at Bagale concentration camp. He actually was stationed there for 2 years after the war because Dachau is where they kept the German prisoners that they were going to send to the Nuremberg trials. But he was also, his unit was also part of the company that raided the Eagle's Nest, Hitler's Eagle's Nest in Berchtesgaden. And it's an interesting thing. Now, what I find interesting, I guess, I use that word a lot here and I don't want it to get dulled, but these pictures that he has are similar in many respects to the photo albums that you would see the German soldiers put together. Like a picture of this, it's a building. I don't know the building, don't know the context, but to the soldier it was important. Doing everyday things, standing around, with your buddies in the Corps. There are a few. Actually, maybe that's the Opera House. I'm not entirely certain, in Berlin. He has correspondence that he kept. Here we have a piece of paper that says restricted across the top. The following named enlisted men organizations as indicated who have demonstrated fidelity through faithful and exact performance of duty, efficiency through capacity to produce desired results, and whose behavior has been such as to deserve emulation in accordance with the recruitments of something or other, 3A, it's a regulation number, are herein cited for such conduct and awarded the Good Conduct Medal, therefore. And a list of people, and Stasko is on this. Here we have some destroyed houses, buildings. Let's see, what is this? More of that. These are also filled with some professional pictures that he had some association with. Here's Hermann Goering in prison. I think Hermann eventually committed suicide in prison, but look at how skinny he is here. He's not living high off the hog like he had been. Here we go. These are pictures, I think most of them he took himself, of his unit going to Berchtesgaden and going up to the Eagle's Nest. And he has two swatches here, swatches of fabric. This one, he says, the caption, I've looked, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't been able to confirm this, but the pattern on this says, taken from Hitler's couch in the Eagle's Nest. Interesting to think. I haven't found a picture with a couch that has this pattern, but that's not to say it didn't exist. This little swatch of leather right here says, taken from Goering's home at his SS hideout. Goering also had a place in Berchtesgaden as well. In fact, I think all of the top Nazis did. But here you see Berchtesgaden, and I think, was it the Berghof, which was actually Hitler's regular home. That is here, and it's been bombed into smithereens. He has pictures of the area around Berchtesgaden, and I tell you what, it's a gorgeous place. It's a gorgeous part of Germany. I would really like to go myself. Here you have like a tourist brochure. And it, continues to go through. There is a lot here that, he has postcards from his travels that he put in here. As we get towards the back, let's see. We have, there we go. We have foreign monies. He has pictures of he and his buddies, running around doing stuff. Patches. It really is kind of a comprehensive thing. Let's see. Supreme Headquarters. This is an actual copy. It says, Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force. To all members of the Allied Expeditionary Force, The task which we set ourselves is finished, and the time has come for me to relinquish combined command. In the name of the United States and the British Commonwealth, from whom my authority is derived, I should like to convey to you the gratitude and admiration of our two nations for the manner in which you have responded to every demand that has been made upon you. At times, conditions have been hard and the tasks to be performed arduous. No praise is too high for the manner in which you have surmounted every obstacle. I should like also to add my own personal word of thanks to each one of you for the part you have played and the contributions that you have made to our joint victory. Now that you are about to pass to other spheres of activity, I say goodbye to you and wish you good luck and Godspeed. Dwight Eisenhower. This is the original one right here. That was what was sent out. So this is probably one of the more complete scrapbooks that you're going to find of anyone's time in the military. He did some significant things. He went significant places. He encountered significant people during World War II. All of that is contained inside of this scrapbook. He lived here in town. He's buried here in town. And it's an interesting way to think about, how one man's journey through World War II was begun and ended in Pueblo and the things that he saw. I will put a link to this particular book in the description below the video. You can click through. I have pictures of almost every page. The only page that I don't have pictures of, or the only pages that I don't have pictures of, contain pictures that I don't want to show publicly. And I think you can probably understand that reasoning. But everything else is there. You can take a look through William T. Stasko's life, or at least his life in the war. And again, all of that is in here. If this is the kind of thing that you collect, ephemera, war ephemera, especially from American soldiers, then this is going to be a good auction for you to look at. And I would highly suggest that you get this because it is really something. You will need to register. You can do that in the link below. Once you have registered with 345 Auction, you're good to go with any future auction with us, as well as anything in the Bagale collection. The collection is so large that I expect that we will be continuing with a series of auctions throughout the rest of 2026. So, if you decide to bid on this, good luck.